Hey everyone, I'm Anne-Marie from Hello Basque. We are back in the kitchen for another Basque recipe. It seems like these days everybody and their mother is baking bread, so I wanted to jump on the trend. It took me about 3 weeks, no joke, to get my hands on some yeast because bread baking is so popular right now that like all of the stores were out of yeast, but I finally got some. So today we are going to be making Basque Sheepherders bread. I mean, is it really Basque? They call it Sheepherders bread, but I call it Basque Sheepherders bread because all the sheepherders I've ever met were Basque immigrants. So this is something that a lot of Basque immigrants in the United States would cook in sheep camps. They basically make their own bread in a Dutch oven. And the sheep camps, I think they would do it like underground, but I have an oven, so we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna be using today a new Basque cookbook. I'm basically slowly trying to get through all of my mom's Basque cookbooks, and I'm actually investing in a few of my own because I'm kind of getting the hang of these cooking videos. I like trying new things. So today we are gonna try a recipe from Chorizos in an Iron Skillet by Mary Ancho Davis. And I'll have a link to the cookbook in the description below if you want to check it out. It's a cool cookbook. It's kind of got personal stories intermixed with the recipes, which is really nice. And it shares 2 options for a sheepherder's bread. I'm going with the Basque sheepherder bread in a Dutch oven because I have one. Last time I made sheepherder's bread was like a good almost 10 years ago, but it turned out really well. So fingers crossed for today. I made the mistake of telling Aita I was going to make this like a week ago, and he's kind of been on my case about it, so we're finally getting around to it today. It seems like it's going to be pretty straightforward, so let's get into it. So here's the fun thing about starting to make bread in the late afternoon. I think I'm going to be doing this a while because now we've got to let this cool down to warm because the water I used was hot, so gotta wait for this to cool down just a little bit, and then gonna throw in some yeast and then wait for it some more. People on the internet seem to find bread baking therapeutic. We'll see. But if you've been following my cooking videos the last few weeks, you know I am not a very patient person. So, but I have to remember I'm doing it for Aita. Always doing it for Aita. 15 minutes later, ooh. Okay, this is what we're working with. It's bubbly. Recipe says it needs to be bubbly. Okay, so now we're just adding 5 cups of flour. I don't make bread too often, but it's times like these I really wish I had one of those fancy KitchenAid mixers, you know, with like the dough paddle attachment so I could just let it rip, but no, I'm gonna have to put some elbow grease into this one. Oh gosh. So it's about at this point in the process that I think to myself, why is everybody baking bread? You could just buy bread at the store. It's so cheap. Save yourself the time and the physical effort. But you know what? I do remember from the last time I made sheepherder's bread that this does make a lot of bread. This is gonna feed the whole family for at least a week, so just gotta think of them and their smiling faces as my arm cramps up. Let's just take a break to appreciate the cat on this hot day. He's pouting because I'm ignoring him. Okay, and as if that wasn't enough work, now I've got to knead this thing for 10 minutes. If there's any like master bakers watching this, you might want to fast forward because I've never learned how to knead. I kind of just figure it out as I go. Don't expect any professional grade kneading here. You know, I'm thinking to myself, this takes a lot of time, a lot of work, but I don't know. I feel like maybe this lockdown in a way gives you like a little snippet into maybe what it was like to be a sheepherder all alone on your own. Like, sure, this took time for them to make, but like they didn't have anywhere to be. they couldn't go anywhere either. They couldn't just drive, go hang out with their friends. Like, they were on their own. Like a lot of us during this lockdown, so channel your inner sheep herder. Bake some bread. After what felt like an eternity, we have this. And it's going in there. So basically, we're just gonna throw what we got. We're gonna throw this in the bowl, cover it, and let it sit until doubled. God knows how long that's gonna take, but we'll see. So it's only been about an hour, maybe, since I set this dough aside, and I'm really pleasantly surprised that it's already risen. I don't know, I just, you know, did laundry and moved on with my life and kind of forgot about it. And so I just came back into the kitchen and then boom. Well, maybe you can't really tell on video, but this thing has doubled for sure. Wow. That is a little monster. Well, it's a big monster, big baby. So now I have to continue to work the dough until I throw it in the Dutch oven and let it rise again. Oh, look, I did dishes. I was really done for the day, but I guess this Sheepherder's bread has plans for me. So let's punch it down, whatever that means, and get to work. Oh my gosh, how are we gonna... Oh, there she goes. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's as big as my cutting board. Okay, so punch it down. I don't know what that is. That what that means? And then knead it to form a smooth ball, it says. Okay, I don't really know how, but like, do I have to knead it like I was kneading it before, or do I just form the ball? I don't know. I'm gonna do a little bit of both because I'm not creating a smooth ball here. Oh no. Okay, we need a smooth ball. So maybe less kneading, more shaping, more smoothing. I don't know. Oh, I feel like it was smooth and now I'm just messing it up. Oh well, I mean, as long as it rises and like it tastes like bread, you know. I keep my expectations really low here. I don't know, I made a wrinkly ball. Ah, no. Oh, it was so smooth and then I ruined it. Oh, what is this? This is not a smooth ball. This is the opposite of a smooth ball. Oh, shoot. Oh, now it looks like a little Mexican concha. Smooth. Can we smooth this out? Here, if I put it this way, no, it's still got cracks in it. Okay, it's not smooth, but, well, I don't know how to fix it. So, this is what it is. Okay, well, I don't know how smooth of a ball this is. Well, I know this is not a smooth ball. But I don't really know how to make it smooth, and it's the end of the day. I don't really think I have the patience to like Google how to smooth a ball and watch YouTube tutorials and like figure it out. So it is what it is. It's a crackly ball. It's a wrinkly ball, but I'm just gonna throw it in like that. See what happens. Like I say, I keep my expectations low with these projects. As long as it comes out looking like bread and tasting like bread, that's good enough for me. Ball. A wrinkled ball. And now we just put the lid on. We're covering this baby and letting it rise again until it's popping out of here. In between cuts here, I told Aita that I was finally making the Sheepherder's bread, but like, why did I leave it to the end of the day? I should have started this in the morning because I'm like, this is gonna take forever to wait for this to rise. And he's like, oh, are you just gonna put it in the bed? And I was like, what? He told me that apparently growing up on the farm in the Basque country, like the house was so cold everywhere all the time, that when they were making bread, they would put the dough in between the mattresses in the beds under the covers to let it rise, because that was like the warmest spot in the house. So fun fact for you. I'm not doing that today. I'm hoping California is warm enough for this dough to rise on its own. Oh, this lighting is bad. Oh, it doesn't matter though, because it is 8 p.m. and I am so excited. Look at what happened. Finally, our dough has risen. And you know what that means? That means it is time to finally bake this sucker. So now I have to preheat the oven, because I haven't done that, because I've been doing this for 4 hours now. 4 hours waiting for this thing to rise and whatever, the whole thing. So we are baking at 375 with the lid. So we are baking this covered just like that. It doesn't seem right, but I think that's what the recipe is telling me to do though. So here we go. I'm so excited. We can finally bake it, and that means I can get to bed at like a decent hour tonight, because we are baking it for 12 minutes with the lid, and then another 45 to 50 minutes without the lid. So yeah, whew, hopefully we can get this done by 9 o'clock. Pretty good. Let's see. So you can see here where the lid was, or was popping up. So we have this nice, beautiful design. You can also see where my dough was wrinkled and not a perfectly smooth ball. But the instructions say you want it to be golden brown, which I think we have achieved here. And you also want it to sound hollow when you tap it. So okay, listen close, listen close. I mean, it sounds like I'm knocking on a door. I don't know if you can hear that. But I think that is successfully hollow. It smells so amazing in here, and it's warm, and like I just want to slather butter all over this thing. But I need to let it cool, and the recipe says I need to transfer this from this to a cooling rack. And my cooling rack is tiny. It was some like budget discount cooling rack I picked up, figuring I would I wasn't gonna bake much. Well, here we go tonight. Oh, it looks like it's almost gonna fit. So I don't know how I'm gonna transfer this, but I'm gonna try. I greased the Dutch oven quite a bit, so hopefully it'll just slide right out and I won't ruin all the hard work that I just did over the last 5 hours. But I'm gonna squish this beautiful design on the top. Okay, let's go. Whoa! I don't think it was supposed to slam right out like that. Oh, but that was easy. Look at how huge this thing is. It's like a cake. Like, this is my hand. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, I'm guessing I should take the foil off, because I don't think that was supposed to come off with it. Oh wow, look at, oh, it's steaming. That is hot. Hot foil. Oh, cool. Some of the foil is stuck in the wrinkles. That's not what you want. Okay, let's try the other side. Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna be picking some foil out of our bread. That's fine. So this Sheepherder's bread, clearly a bit of an unconventional shape for a bread loaf, but it makes sense. I mean, you see it literally has the same shape as the pot we cooked it in. I really want to try some now, but I think it's best if I let it cool and try it tomorrow and hope it's good. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. See how it turned out. Hey guys, we are back. It is the next day and our bread is nice and cooled. So I'm gonna cut into this. Oh, did I overcook it? Is it supposed to be like this? Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, it looks like bread. I did it. Oh, look at that. It's bread. Bread. Oh, it's nice and spongy inside. I am so proud of myself right now. I made bread and it looks like bread. I'm like, I don't even need to taste it. I don't even care what it tastes like. It's bread. The top is kind of cool from the Dutch oven. So I guess I should taste it, right? Ooh, it smells like bread. It looks like bread, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna taste like bread. Mmm. That was a thick crust right there. It's like, it's a very plain bread. I mean, you saw the ingredients that went into it. It's like a white sandwich bread, but crustier. I am eating the end, so that probably adds to it. But just for scale, like look, my 2 hands on this thing. Look at this. Takes up, it's like 10 times the size of my head. Well, I don't know math, but it's definitely huge. Oh, wow. Clearly it's the next day because I'm like, wow, this is totally worth it. This is a lot of bread. This is amazing. But if I remember yesterday, I had a lot of complaints about how hard it was to make this thing. So I guess if you're willing to put in the time and the effort, wow, this is a lot of bread. Oof, look at this bad boy. Yeah, so it's wrinkled on top, so you can see where it wasn't a super smooth ball. Oh my gosh, this is kind of fun. It's heavy, honestly. I'm super impressed with like how solid this is. And okay, so I've tried making bread before in the past with like very mixed results. So I'm really excited about this because if I was able to make this on the first try, like that tells me that this is a super simple bread recipe and a really easy way to make a mass quantity of bread. If you have a Dutch oven, obviously. If you don't, I think that was the key really piece here to this recipe. But yeah, so if I could figure it out, anyone could figure it out. I'm just really grateful that I texted my family this morning and I was like, I sent them a picture of this monster and I was like, please take the bread. Somebody eat the bread. So I already have volunteers to help me eat this thing because otherwise like this whole loaf would go in the freezer. Actually, I don't even know if this would fit in my freezer. So thank God for having a family that lives close by. So highly recommend sharing with a friend if you do make this recipe. I'm gonna try it with some butter. Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of all the things I could eat with this. The butter definitely jazzes it up. I think over the next few days, I'm gonna try dip some olive oil and vinegar with it. I'm gonna make toast. I would say make pinchos, but I think these bread slices are a little too big for pinchos. But shoot, maybe I'll make some oversized sandwiches. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it is delicious. So if you are inclined to make bread during this lockdown, or if you're free from lockdowns, good for you. If you still want to make bread anyway, if you've got a lot of people to feed, this is a super simple recipe, especially if you have a mixer. Like, the hardest part about it was just mixing everything together. Like, honestly, this morning, I woke up and like my abs kind of hurt, and it, like all morning I was like, did I do a workout? Like, did I do a yoga class? Like, what did I do? Like, why am I sore? And I remembered just stirring this bread and kneading the dough yesterday. And I think, yeah, it took some core strength. So if you're looking to work for your carbs, this is the recipe. Again, the recipe I used was from chorizos in an iron skillet. And I've got a link to this in the description below. It has tons of Basque recipes from immigrants here in the United States, and I was just really curious to try the Sheepherder's bread, and I'm glad it did because it worked out really well, and I think it's going to make my family really happy. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more cooking videos like this, please like it, subscribe to the Hella Basque YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments what you want me to make next, and I'm also doing daily vlogs of me trying to learn Euskera, the Basque language. If you want to tune in for that, that's happening a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving me an excuse to make a bunch of bread. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.